Welcome back. It's the hottest show in the galaxy. Karen Hunter Show. We're here on Sirius XM Urban View, Channel 126. Loree Favors is in the house, Afro State of Mind. It's Wellness Wednesday, and you guys know I watch a lot of television. I watch more than is humanly possible, but I do. And one of my favorite shows on TLC is The Little Couple, and I'm so... you don't even know. I'm like geeking out right now that I'm sitting here. I've been through your whole journey. I've been through your journey, the hurricane, all of it, the house, everything, and now you're here.
Thanks
let me welcome you officially, Dr. Jen Arnold and Bill Arnold. Welcome to the Karen Hunter Show.
Thank you.
It's nice to be here.
Okay. All right. So season finale next Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern, a 1 hour special.
Two.
Yep. 2 hour special.
Yeah, that's,
Thank you for
that's what I was told.
Those details matter because
They
I'm
do.
excited.
9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, 2 hours on TLC. You're going to China with the whole family.
The whole family.
Yeah.
We're taking Will and Zoe, of course, and then we're bringing along 6 geriatric folks.
Stop it.
I know.
Yeah, no.
You better stop it.
Yeah, no. Thankfully, as the kids got out of diapers, now I got to deal with
You better stop it,
grandparents
Bill.
getting
I'm
into
not
it.
going to let you disrespect the parents.
No.
They have been in the gap.
Yep.
Both of your parents, so stop it.
Well, I'm just giving them a little bit of what they've given me.
All right. For people who don't know, you guys, first of all, the Little Couple have been through a lot individually, right?
Sure.
And I know your journey, Jen, was... Well, you just had a recent with the whole back thing. But Jen, can you tell people a little bit of your origin story so that they understand why this is a miracle and so special?
Oh, goodness. Well, we, both Bill and I have a skeletal dysplasia. So we've had a lot of orthopedic complications. I've had over 30 surgeries, crazy enough. Then we found each other in our early 30s, which was amazing.
Tell people how you found each other.
You want to hear that story?
Yes.
So we actually officially met online. However, we knew each other as kids. Well, I didn't realize it, but he did. So long story short, glass of wine, best friend, we're 31, we're thinking, okay, let's finally do something to find, someone. And she got on Match.com. I got on datealittle.com. It actually exists. It's a website.
Date a little?
Yeah.
Okay. Date a little. There's a dating
it's like
site
Farmers, but for little people.
Little people.
Yeah,
there's a
Farmers
website
only.
for everybody now, so
For
it's
little
great.
people only.
Hyper targeting.
Yep,
There
exactly. So I searched, a 500-mile radius, and my friend searched a 50-mile radius, and I ended up finding this profile. This, handsome guy, my age, had a job, wasn't married, looking for love, check. And I sent him an email, and I didn't have a clue who he was, and then we started emailing back and forth and finally got on the phone, and he revealed to me that he actually knew who I was.
Wow.
And he'd been following my career. So for a moment, I thought I found a stalker. I got a little worried.
Probably did.
Yeah.
I'm just going to let you know.
Yeah,
Bill was totally stalking.
Yeah,
I think
it's
so.
Definitely a stalking moment.
But it turns out when we started talking, we had been kids in the hospital together, and we both had shadowed our same surgeon growing up as kids,
Wow.
interested in medicine. And, our doctor had actually tried to set us up, and his nurse practitioner, both independently tried to set us up with each other, but we never met until this email.
Date a little.
Yep, till date a little.
Datealittle.com.
So Jen Arnold is a physician. She's a doctor, right? You're not, Bill. You're not a doctor.
Nope.
Okay, so you married up.
Thank you.
Big time.
Yes.
I just want you to know.
Yeah, thank you.
And not just any
Jen's
kind of.
parents reminded me of that.
Yeah, no,
yesterday,
I
as a
mean
matter of fact.
she's not just any kind of doctor. She's a kick-ass running stuff
Yeah.
doctor.
Yeah, no.
Which,
She's got the S underneath that.
no, for
dress
real,
right
for
there.
real. Were you intimidated?
No. Jennifer has a great way of talking to people like me, the layperson. And so, when it came to, things like dating, it turns out that she's no smarter than I am at that whole process. So it made me feel a lot better. Like I can compete somewhere. So that wound up working out fine. It's more intimidating when you hang out with a whole bunch of doctors and you're the only non-doctor in the room. So it's Dr. and Mrs. Dr. and Dr. Arnold. But for me, it's, Dr. and Mr. Klein, and,
I called you Bill Arnold.
Yeah, you did. That's okay.
I'm sorry.
I'm not going to walk
I
out.
apologize.
Because,
I'm
quite
sorry,
frankly,
Bill.
this chair's really high. And
You're-
that's a lot of effort.
I'm sorry about that.
myself.
All right, and I just realized when you said that, I was like, that is not his name.
That's okay.
But I'm fixated on with all of the trials that you had growing up to go to medical school, to go through that, because we just talked about people getting fatigued and quitting.
Yeah.
To go through that, to not just go through that and then become the kind of doctor that you are, and then run a whole section of a hospital. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm certified to be crazy, but yes.
No, no, but talk about that spirit, because there's something indomitable about you.
Well, I think number one, my parents raised me really well. I'm really, really fortunate that they, tried to instill in me that I needed to, have a good job, make my own living, and I could do anything I wanted, within limits. When we were growing up as kids, my brother and I never had to mow the lawn, but I had to do the dishes. So there was definitely plenty of work that I had to do to help out around the house. And so they just kind of instilled that, can do, I think, lesson as I was growing up. And then, I'm kind of like, I was talking about this earlier. I'm that girl that wants her cake and, have her cake and eat it too. I just because I'm a little person, I didn't want to stop and not do the things that I wanted to do in life. And, I know I have limitations, and that's clear. I'm not going to become a pro, basketball player, a hockey player, but there's so many other great things I could do. And so going into medicine just seemed like the right fit. I mean, I've been a patient my whole life, and I wanted to give back to kids in a way that I had benefited. We had both an amazing surgeon, and we wouldn't be sitting here in front of you if it wasn't for the work that he did and his dedication. So I knew I wanted to give back in that way. And so I was just going to try it. And I was kind of crazy and fearless. I didn't know if I'd get there. Getting into medical school was certainly not easy, and it's very close to not happening, but I made it, and now I love it. So
We're talking with Dr. Jen Arnold and Bill Klein.
Bill Klein.
Bill Klein.
Thank you.
They're on TLC's The Little Couple, one of my favorite shows. And please, guys, you got to watch the season finale because they go to China. Now, I was with you before you adopted, when you just had the dogs, the 2 dogs. I was with you with that. And then you went to China and found a baby. And Will was from the door an incredible personality from the door.
Yeah.
Bill. And it seems like you gave birth to him. You gave birth to him, Bill.
Yeah. Jen has this theory that I may have been straying in China for a couple of years.
Because that's your child.
Yeah.
I know.
No, he is definitely my kid. 1,000%. There are more things that where we're alike than where we're different. Even our senses of humor is completely aligned. We both laugh at the same things for the same amount of time. It's weird. We both like the same things. We're both fascinated with cars. From the first moment that I met Will, we took him down the elevator in the hotel the day that we got custody of Will.
Day one.
And day one. And we get down to the first floor, and this is our first time out anywhere. And he sees 2 cars, really fancy cars, parked inside the hotel lobby. It was a Maserati and a Ferrari. And we were supposed to go to the right. He sees the cars and goes to the left and just darts off towards him. And I'm like, wow, he likes cars. Great. And he goes underneath the velvet ropes, which you're obviously not supposed to do, and goes and hugs the Ferrari. Oh. And I was like, that's what I was going to do, because, whatever. It's a Maserati. That's no big deal. A Ferrari, you don't, that's a once in a lifetime thing. So he's touching a Ferrari. And I said, which one do you want to get in? It was the Ferrari. I said, okay, good, because I do too. That was it.
So you're going back. So at the time that you got Will, he, had some issues. He, of course, didn't speak the language.
No.
And now he is a whip. My goodness. Going back, what does that mean? Is it for him or is it for you guys?
I think, if you'd like to answer this one.
No, go for it.
I think the cultural, experience for him, to be able to start to see where he's from a different perspective. When he was there the last time, he was Chinese national up until he, crossed the border in the U.S. And so, he didn't remember any of that experience really, a very little bit of it. But he was in a foster care facility. Before that, he was in an orphanage. And so, his experiences were not going to Disney World or, Shanghai Disney or anything like that. So to be able to go back as a tourist and to experience the culture, almost the same way that, we did or our parents did, was very different, because I think it's very calming to know that, hey, I get to see my culture, where I'm from, check out my ancestry, and then at the end of the day, I still get to hop on a plane, fly back to Houston or to Florida and chill out and, hop in my pool. And so
Yes.
he does understand that there is a big difference between where he's from and where he is now. But I think he also appreciates being able to see, people that look like him, see the place that, he's from, and understand a little bit of, that transition and, how much different his life trajectory has become.
Now, I don't want to neglect Miss Zoe, who is your child,
Yeah,
Jen.
She's
Dr. Jen. Like, it's OCD, brilliant, very particular, How did this, it's so...
and Miss Independent.
Yes. Nature, nurture. I don't know. I don't know. Nurture seems to win.
Yeah.
I'm feeling that. Yeah, I'm thinking nurture is a big deal because she is a lot like me. She likes to give me a hard time. She's very stubborn, wants it her way or maybe the highway. So she's always testing Mom.
And you struggle with that.
Oh yeah,
because you're looking in the mirror, and I laugh when I'm watching it because I'm like, how's this going to turn out?
I know. I'm like, I'm proud of you, but I don't like it right now.
I keep that independent spirit. Just don't use it against me.
Exactly. Exactly.
But we raise our hello.
Yeah,
you know about
I'm living this
Yeah.
right now.
Are you?
Yes.
Oh, I feel your pain.
Listen, we're in the same boat.
Yes. Oh. But you got to love them. And I love to see her personality coming out and her just how smart she is and how passionate she is about things that she loves. I mean, she loves animals and she is obsessed with animals. You just see these things in her. And these are things when we first brought her home from India, you just weren't sure where we were going to go. She was in a much rougher place than Will.
Physically,
and,
yeah. How important was it for you to adopt little people? And I know it was important, but why go to other countries? Aren't there little kids here that could benefit from both of your, wealth and knowledge and sensitivity and love?
Well, it's a good question. The adoption story is actually pretty long, but we were open to anywhere. We did want to adopt a little person. We felt like we would know what that was like and we could help raise them and it just felt right. And to be honest, looking in the U.S., there actually aren't as many kids as there are in foreign countries because unfortunately they're more often given up for adoption because of their disability. A lot of, families don't have the resources to care for them. So there are so many kids with multiple types of disabilities. So we were actually on a wait list before we got married to adopt another little person. So we tried fertility, wholehearted, gave it our best try, but we knew that at some point we probably, at least I knew I wanted to adopt. And so there's a wait list through Little People of America, which is our sort of national support group. And they're not an adoption agency, but they try to match families. And so I talked to Colleen when we were engaged, and she said, Jen, if you're at all interested in adopting a little person, she said, put your name on now. It's like a 5 to 7 year wait list. Wow. And that's how we found Zoe. And, we found Will by looking hard once we knew we wanted to adopt aggressively. But, it just... I think it was just something we knew we always wanted to do.
And it's changed both of you. I've watched the metamorphosis. We have no time left, and you're very, very rarely here. And I had questions about the house. Were you able to get, the
All right,
retro?
let's do speed round. Go.
Okay, house in Houston. Did you get rid of it?
Yeah, finally sold the house. Sold in
Did
August.
you have to change all of the doorknobs and toilets and everything?
I changed the doorknob. No, the toilets, doorknobs were fine.
Okay.
Toilets I changed.
Kitchen,
Okay, that's
closets.
All right,
That's
now
it?
we got to go. Yeah,
All
we
right.
got to go. They tell me we're going to get cut off.
All right.
I love you guys. Dr. Jen Arnold, Bill Klein, Little Couple, 9 p.m. Eastern on TLC. We'll be back.